Hello everybody, it's jBrereton here again with another episode of Dominions 4. It's turn 9. So let's have a look at what's going on. It's Battle of Miskia, just the Maceman and Captain, who did in fact easily destroy what was in there. Very good. Nadam range we found is full of Conjurers and Circle Masters. This is going to be a hard province to take because our troop morale is quite low. And Circle Masters and Conjurers alike have quite a high chance of spamming Agony, which causes a force morale check, which is something they don't want to go through. Then in Tifia, we lost the Captain Pikeneers, so be it. The Horse Tribe Cav are down to almost nothing though. In Pavonia we got some nature gems. In Kailasa we got some air gems, and there's the second event in Kailasa. We got a huge summer gold, which is exactly what I needed, so that's good. Let's... why on earth did I move him there? Right, let's get going and putting that guy back in that province. We'll build a temple and a lab over there. Surprise with Chenchi taking this province up here. That means they're presumably somewhere around. Given we've already found Katis and Sauromatia, that means this might be a relatively highly populated top of the map and quite an empty bottom of the map. So we're going to have to see if we can find a good way to make our way down here. I think there's some kind of finicky thing where, yeah, you have to hold this province, which is a bit of a pain in the arse. On the other hand, if this got thrown, it might not be an easy easy one to take. Furthermore, we're going to have to go through here to try and escape the mediocre to bad provinces we have back down here, and this is another way into the province that's located down this way. Right, so I'm gonna go here, take the first, go through the first forest, take Tifia, take Stinging Swamp, and then see who we meet basically on the other side. Because I have a feeling there'll be some people also beelining for this province. The other alternative is to go and take Stinging Swamp first, and swing back around for Tifia. It just means we've got a more settled border, but it does mean that if we find anyone, we're either going to have to attack them or basically go back if someone manages to cap that province while we're not looking. So it's a bit of a dilemma on that one. Over here we've got some income. We're going to take this province, I think, as soon as possible. Let's get these guys. I'm going to leave the militia there just as a way to ward against bad events. These guys are going to move back down here. I would quite dearly like to take this province, but I also do kind of need to head off Sauromatia. And the Macemen are not the best troops for taking on a bunch of Wolf Tribe. And not wanting to wait too long for these guys to move up and so on. Kind of in a tricky situation. Maybe I'll take these guys. We'll have this guy patrol because there's a decent population here, so the more income we can get, a bit better. And we'll see what we can do in here. So we've got the Gyaka General about to finish. He's going to have a decent complement of Yuvana when he's done, and a couple of Bandar Swordsmen to act as arrow guards for whatever we choose as our first target. I haven't had any correspondence back from Sauromatia or from any of the other people, and they don't appear to be IRC regulars, so I'm sensing a tiny bit of hostility at least from them, but maybe they're just not up on the same etiquette that we all go by, basically, normally in most games. Right, I think that more or less takes care of the turn. I'm just going to jack up the PD a tiny bit up here. 3 Nightmares is actually really good PD because of the stacking Fear Auras, and I basically don't want to lose this province. Some stupid event that comes by, you know, there being insufficient PD, and then some villains or whatever attack and get a lucky hit on this guy or that and manage to AP at the PD. That'd be pretty negative. So that's the plan going forwards, is so let's go up here, build a I'm not really sure whether to go lab first or temple first. I think we'll go probably lab first, because my income scales aren't terribly good, and if I can keep them out of the higher income provinces for a little bit, that would actually be quite useful. Although it would actually cut the heat penalty some, because that's currently minus 15% income, which is quite significant. What else? I don't think there is too much else. Let's look at the mercenaries. So I've got the wet ones, who are a perfectly acceptable mercenary company. Might as well bid from here, actually. And other than that, they're all taken or have been killed in some way, shape or form. So with these celestial units up here, these magic beings, the question is whether to go west to try and take as much of this territory as possible, or whether to go into these provinces. I think I'm just going to go here first and then double back if need be. Then we're going to explore down here, see what's down here, see what's cracking, and take care of whatever we find. Anyway, it's been a kind of short turn, but that's just the way of it with kind of early turns. So I hope you have a great evening. And oh, he keeps not organising local defence. See, because that now connects to my province, is free of enemy units and presumably doesn't have any PD in it. So the temptation is certainly there to just go attack him straight away, try and knock him out of the game relatively early. Next turn we'll have our divine units, and we can see how they do. But at the same time, that might kind of spell death for me, which is never a particularly great thing. On the other hand, unlike him, I'm quite a fan of PD, so you know, I'm just going to attack him and leave him to it. Let's talk to Tianxi. And we can deal with the fallout of this next turn, I guess. May as well keep it interesting. I'm going to ping this province, see how many barbarians are actually in it. This deer tribe looks like it's probably got about 40 guys in it, since we've seen reports anywhere between 50 and 30, so may as well take the average and go with that. Over here we're recruiting some more, in fact, may just recruit some normal Atavi rather than Atavi bowmen. Just to bulk the squad out and hopefully protect a little bit against any kind of morale issues. Abikiyama has got increased morale and leadership, which is handy because he's leading the Yavana. They have relatively good morale, especially improved by the experience star, as well as when they're blessed they'll have more, but you know, more is always more. And 40 leadership as well as magic being leadership is actually quite helpful. Yeah, we'll take that guy and then we can build a fort over in here with him. Seems like a pretty sensible thing to do. Alright, and I think that's going to be it. So thank you very much for watching. I've been jBrereton, and goodbye.